Hi, Elise Dewsberry here with another segment of my video blog, How to Get No Feedback from Elise. I can't believe this is actually my 22nd post, which means I'm closing in on 2 years of monthly posts. And I thought I would spend just a little bit of time right now in the last couple of months before the end of my second year of vlogging to talk about the role of the book writer in terms of the songs in a musical. After all, I've been talking about musicals for almost 2 years now, and yet I've been talking about them primarily from the standpoint of a book writer, of the story itself, outlining and character development and all of that sort of thing. And I think it bears mentioning to talk a little bit about how much I think a book writer should be participating in decisions about the songs within a musical. And I think a book writer is hugely, vitally important in those decisions. I think sometimes musicals are made by people who want to write songs, so they write a bunch of songs and then try to go find someone to write a book to knit it all together. Or a book writer puts together a story and then turns it over to the songwriting team to write the songs, as opposed to an honest and true collaboration where the team, I think I've talked about this before, that the team needs to get together at the very beginning to decide what the musical is that they're writing. But once the book writer has accomplished a lot of these things that I've been talking about in terms of theme and character arc for your lead character and all of the work of a scene and all of these things that I've been discussing, once I believe that the book writer should then write a rough draft of the book to turn over to the songwriting team. But I think that the song spotting sessions, those are the sessions in which the team decides, now where should this story sing? I think the book writer must be involved in those sessions, and heavily involved. You already have a lot to do, book writer, when you're writing the rough draft of the book, because you might have some ideas yourself already about where it might be appropriate to have songs. And the way that you write your rough draft may help point your songwriting team to some of those songs by your choice of words and your choice of where you put the important action of a scene. But I think you want to make absolutely sure that you are in the room when the team when the right songwriting team, if you're not officially part of it, if you're not the lyricist or the book or the composer, you need to be there when they're making those decisions. You need to have input, because here's the thing: the songs, the reason that this is a musical is because the songs should be doing the emotional heavy lifting of your piece. Otherwise, you might as well write a play, which is fine. Plays are wonderful. But if you're writing a musical, it's because you want the songs to carry a lot of that weight. And that means that the songs need to happen in the scenes where there is the most at stake, where there's the strongest confrontation, where there's the highest emotion, where someone is trying to make a point or make a decision or convince someone of something. These are the moments that should be songs. And so you need to be looking at, with your team, the whole team needs to be looking at the story of your musical and the text of the musical, and figuring out where are these spots that should be converted into songs. And then I think that the next step for the book writer, of course, is to realize, or at the same time, you need to realize that those high points, those emotional high points, those theatrical moments, those moments of epiphany, moments of decision, moments of confrontation, moments of convincing, all of the most highly active and highly emotional moments in your story should become songs. So what does that mean to you as a book writer as you watch your dialogue disappear into lyric, if you're not also the lyricist? I think you have to hang on to the idea that those moments wouldn't have been possible, and those songs wouldn't be as good as they are going to be if you hadn't set them up with the way that you wrote the book. And of course, at the end of the day, the standard split, there are variations on this, but the standard split of royalties is a third book, third lyrics, and a third music. So if your best scenes get absorbed into the songs, it doesn't change the fact that you're still getting a third of the royalties for the piece as it goes forward. So don't worry about that. And remember that when an audience goes to see a new musical, they're going to come out of there either saying, oh my God, that was the most glorious score, those songs were fantastic, I loved that musical, and they're not going to say a word about the book, but your show's going to be successful, and you're going to go collect your 1/3. The other extreme is that people come out going, oh, that story was terrible, and no score could save how horrific that story was. It just went nowhere. It didn't interest me at all. So if things aren't working out, you're going to get the blame, book writer. If things are working out, you may not get the praise, you still get your royalties, but you will get the blame if it's not working out. So when you hear praise for the score and for the songs, remember that that praise belongs to you too, because as I said, those songs would not be there, and they would not be packing the punch that they pack. They would not be earned, and they would not, the audience would not be investing in them, and they would not have the power that they're going to have if you didn't set them up in your book writing and your planning of the story. So you are an integral part of your musical on every aspect, and make sure that you take full advantage of that, and that you are there when the songs are being planned, and that you have a lot to say about what ground they cover and how they do it. All right? More on the function of songs in another blog. Bye-bye.